The phone rang at 9:47 p.m., a number Marcus didn't recognize. "Hello?" he answered, bouncing his fussy 2-year-old daughter Emma on his hip. Is this Daniel?" A woman's voice, weak but urgent. "No, sorry. Wrong number. Wait, please don't hang up." She coughed, the sound rattling through the speaker. I can't be alone right now." Marcus hesitated, Emma's grip tightening on his shirt. "Are you okay? Do you need me to call someone?" "There's no one left to call." A long pause. "I'm dying, tonight," the doctor said. "Hours, maybe less." His heart seized. "Where are you?" "I can get help." No more doctors. Her voice cracked. "I just don't want to die alone in this room." "Will you stay? Just talk to me?" Emma whimpered, and Marcus walked to the window, looking out at the city lights. Every instinct screamed this was crazy. A stranger calling him, asking him to witness her final moments. But something in her voice, the raw fear beneath the exhaustion, kept him on the line. "Okay," he said softly. "I'll stay. What's your name?" Victoria Ashford. The name triggered a vague memory. Headlines he'd scrolled past. Something about a business empire. But to him, she was just a scared woman facing the dark alone. "I'm Marcus. And this little one keeping me awake is Emma." "Emma," Victoria repeated, her voice warming slightly. "That's beautiful. How old?" 2.5. And full of opinions about bedtime. Victoria laughed weakly. "I bet she's wonderful. Tell me about her." Marcus settled into the armchair, adjusting Emma against his chest. "Well, she's obsessed with butterflies. Chases them in the park like she can catch them if she's just fast enough. Last week, she tried to share her sandwich with one. Did it work?" The butterfly flew away. Emma cried for 10 minutes, then asked if we could make it a peanut butter sandwich next time instead. Victoria's laugh dissolved into coughing. When she caught her breath, her voice was softer. "You're a good father. I can hear it. The way you talk about her." "I try. Her mom, my wife Sarah, died 3 years ago. Cancer. So it's just us now." "I'm sorry," Victoria whispered. "That must be incredibly hard. Some days more than others. But Emma, she's my reason to keep going. Every morning she climbs into my bed, pokes my face and says, 'Daddy, wake up.' Butterflies are waiting. How can you not get up for that?" "You can't," Victoria agreed. "Marcus, can I tell you something?" "The truth?" "Of course. I'm 47 years old. I have $3 billion, houses in 6 countries, and a company with my name on it. And I'm dying alone in a hospital room with no one to call, no husband, no children, no real friends, just people who wanted something from me." Her voice broke. "I built an empire and forgot to build a life." Marcus felt the weight of her words. "It's not too late to—" "It is, stage 4 pancreatic cancer. I ignored the symptoms for months because I was too busy with mergers and acquisitions. By the time I couldn't ignore them anymore," she trailed off. "I have maybe 6 hours left, and I realized I had no one to call. No one who'd care that Victoria the person was dying. Only that Victoria Ashford the billionaire was gone." "I care," Marcus said simply. "Right now in this moment, I care." Silence stretched between them, filled with the distant beeping of monitors and Emma's soft breathing. "Thank you," Victoria finally whispered. "You have no idea what that means. Tell me about your life. Not the business stuff. The real things. What made you happy?" Victoria was quiet for a long moment. "My grandmother's garden. She had this huge rose garden in Connecticut. White roses, red ones, pink ones that smelled like heaven. I'd spend summers there as a kid helping her prune and water. She'd make lemonade and we'd sit on the porch swing, and she'd tell me stories about her life." Her voice grew wistful. "That was before everything got complicated. Before my parents died and I inherited the company at 25. Before I became this." "You're still that little girl who loved roses," Marcus said. "Money doesn't erase who we are inside." "Maybe. But it buries it pretty deep." She coughed again. "What about you? What makes you happy?" "Honestly, Saturday mornings. Emma and I have this routine. We make chocolate chip pancakes. Well, I make them. She mostly throws flour and steals chocolate chips. Then we watch cartoons and she falls asleep on my lap by the third episode. Those mornings, they're everything. That sounds perfect. It is. It's messy and chaotic and nothing like I planned my life would be. But it's real. It's ours. Real, Victoria echoed. I can't remember the last time anything in my life felt real. Every conversation was a negotiation. Every relationship transactional. Even my assistant James, he's been with me for 15 years. And I realized yesterday that I don't know if he has kids, or what his favorite food is, or anything that matters. It's not too late to ask. He's not here. I sent everyone away. I didn't want them to see me like this weak, dying human. Isn't that pathetic? Even at the end, I'm worried about appearances. You're not pathetic. You're scared. We all are when facing this. Were you with your wife? Marcus closed his eyes, remembering. Terrified? Sarah was so brave right up to the end. She made me promise to keep living, to make sure Emma knew how much her mom loved her. But I was falling apart inside. The night she died, I held her hand and told her every good memory I could think of. Our first date, our wedding, the day Emma was born. I wanted her last moments to be filled with love. And were they? Victoria's voice was barely audible. I hope so. She smiled at me, squeezed my hand, and said, "Take care of our butterfly." Then she was gone. Victoria was crying now, soft, broken sounds. That's beautiful. And heartbreaking. You gave her the greatest gift, Marcus. You loved her completely. No conditions. No transactions, just love. That's what love is supposed to be. I never had that. I dated men who wanted my money or my connections. I had friends who disappeared when I needed them most. I built walls so high I forgot how to let anyone in. She paused. Do you think I'm being punished? For being so cold? No, Marcus said firmly. Life isn't punishment and reward. Bad things happen to good people. Sarah was the best person I knew and she still died at 32. You made choices, sure, but you're not being punished. You're just human, and humans make mistakes. I made so many. Then make one more choice. A good one. What would you do differently if you could? Victoria was quiet for a long time. I'd slow down. I'd visit my grandmother's garden one more time. I'd tell James thank you for putting up with me. I'd adopt a dog. I always wanted a dog, but I traveled too much. I'd eat dessert first because why not? I'd tell people what they meant to me instead of assuming they knew. Her voice grew stronger. And I'd find someone like you, Marcus. Someone real. And I'd hold on tight. Those are good choices. Too late now, though. Maybe not all of them. You can tell James thank you. You can call him right now. Tell him what he meant to you. You have time for that. I don't have his number memorized. It's in my phone, and my phone... She coughed. I can't reach it. The IV, the wires, everything... Then tell me. I'll make sure he knows. Write it down, and I'll find a way to get it to him. You do that. For a stranger? You're not a stranger anymore. You're Victoria, and I promised I'd stay with you. Over the next hour, Victoria talked. She told Marcus about James, about the cleaning lady Rosa who always hummed while she worked, about her lawyer Davidson who'd been like a father figure. She shared regrets and small joys, the taste of perfect espresso, the time she saw the Northern Lights, a piano piece she'd learned as a child but hadn't played in decades. Marcus listened, occasionally sharing his own stories. He told her about Emma's first steps, about the time they'd gotten lost in the city and turned it into an adventure, about the way his daughter said "I love you" like it was a magic spell, and maybe it was. Marcus? Victoria's voice was fading now, each word an effort. I'm here. Tell me again about the butterflies. So he did. He described Emma in the park, her red curls bouncing as she ran, her laughter like music, the pure joy on her face as she chased something beautiful just out of reach. That's what life should be, Victoria whispered. Chasing butterflies. Yeah, it should. Will you tell Emma about me someday? Not the rich lady. Just Victoria. Tell her not to waste it. Tell her to chase the butterflies while she can. I promise. And Marcus, thank you for seeing me, for staying, for making my last night less lonely. You gave me something money never could, a real human connection. That's the greatest gift anyone's ever given me. You're welcome, Victoria. Her breathing grew shallow, ragged. Marcus heard alarms in the background, footsteps running. Marcus. I'm still here. You're not alone. I'm not afraid anymore. Good, that's good. At 11:36 p.m., her breathing stopped. The alarms screamed, voices shouted medical jargon, but Marcus knew she was gone. He sat there, Emma asleep in his arms, tears streaming down his face for a woman he'd never met but would never forget. Rest easy, Victoria, he whispered. Say hi to Sarah for me. 3 weeks later, a lawyer named Davidson appeared at Marcus's door with an envelope. Inside was a letter and a check for $2 million, a trust fund for Emma's future. Dear Marcus, if you're reading this, then my final wish was fulfilled. You stayed with me until the end. You gave a dying billionaire the one thing her money couldn't buy. Genuine compassion. I'm leaving this money for Emma not because you need it or asked for it, but because your daughter deserves every opportunity. Use it for her education, her dreams, her butterflies, whatever brings her joy. More importantly, I'm leaving you something money can't measure. A message. You showed me in my darkest hour what truly matters. Not wealth or power or legacy, but connection, love, presence. The simple act of staying when someone needs you. Raise Emma with those values. Teach her to chase butterflies, but also to stop and appreciate them. Tell her about the strange woman who called her daddy by mistake and learned life's greatest lesson far too late. And Marcus, thank you for everything. In my final hours, you made me feel seen, valued, and human. You'll never know how much that meant. Don't make my mistakes. Hold your daughter close. Chase those butterflies together. That's the only wealth that truly matters. With eternal gratitude, Victoria Ashford. P.S. I called James and Rosa and Davidson. I told them all what they meant to me. You were right, it wasn't too late for that. Thank you for pushing me. Marcus wept as he read it, Emma patting his face with sticky fingers. Why crying, Daddy? Happy tears, butterfly. These are happy tears. That evening, as he tucked Emma into bed, Marcus pointed out the window at the brightest star in the sky. See that one, Emma? Pretty. That's for my friend Victoria. She taught Daddy something very important. What? That the richest people aren't the ones with the most money. They're the ones who love the hardest, live the fullest, and stay when someone needs them. He kissed her forehead. And she reminded me that I'm already rich because I have you. Emma smiled sleepily. I love you, Daddy. I love you too, butterfly, always. As Marcus turned off the light, he thought about that night. A wrong number that became a right moment. Victoria Ashford died with billions in the bank but found her greatest treasure in her final hours. A stranger's kindness, a reminder of what matters, and the knowledge that her last night wasn't spent alone. And Marcus learned that sometimes the most important calls we answer aren't the ones we expect. Sometimes staying on the line changes everything, for both people.